competition teaches respect not only for the game, but for those who play it, coach it, and watch it. The lessons of respect extend beyond the playing field and into the classroom and our daily lives. Educational leaders within the CHSAA membership promote life skills like respect, hard work, teamwork, play behavior, participation, and citizenship. These professionals help reach and motivate students. This membership is coaches, game officials, and administrators voluntarily working for the common good of students. These dedicated professionals provide the student participants and chance. The importance of today's game is emphasizing the outcome of the interest and what our leaders learn and share on the field among our competing teams and participants. Today, we recognize some of the state's finest athletes in action. We support their efforts with your applause. Throughout the year, the students participating in the Colorado High School Activities Association enjoy the benefits provided by the following annual corporate partners. You'll see sporting goods, Rushdown Tires, Dairy Max, Max Press, Orthopedic Centers in Colorado, BSN Sports, Varsity Swimming, Wendy's, Furtado, Kukulski Brothers, and Wallace Photography.
And good evening from Magnus Arena on the University of Denver campus. This is CHSAA 5A quarterfinal action. Tonight's matchup is the home designated Valor Christian Eagles versus the Castleview Sabercats. I'm Manny Furtado, along with Mike Shaw here to bring you this evening's game. Glad to have everybody on board. And this quarterfinal action, the winner of this game moves on to take on Fort Collins. If you haven't heard, Fort Collins won 4-1 over Regis, and that included an empty net goal. So Fort Collins, who came in as the 7th seed, upsets the number 2 seed Regis. Tonight, we have the number 6 seed coming in, Castleview, off their big win over Dakota Ridge, 5-3. Taking on the 3rd seed Valor Christian. But as you know, in the playoffs, all seeding goes out the window here. So tonight's Castleview Sabercats come in. Head coach Michael Dubis comes in, and he's got Brayden Johnson, number 1 in goal, backed up by Baden Johansson, number 30. And for Valor, George Gwozdecki has Cooper Robinson, the sophomore. Backing him up is Carter Bergstrom, number 31. George Gwozdecki is joined by with Adrian Wiedemann, Jeff Martin, and Max Starr. And Michael Dubis has Brian Heft, Ryan Hubbard, and Tommy Harris on the bench with him here this evening. let's give you the lineups. They've got about 30 seconds and they're finishing out here. For Valor, that top line has stayed the same. Feckerty with Wright on the left and Walsh on the right. Garrett Coveney, number 9, with Henry Barnes, 27. Alec Alfieri, number 12 on the left-hand side. Jack Majeski, the senior centerman, number 24, heads up that third line. He's got Ben Larson, number 18, on the right, and Daniel Galushko, number 17, on the left. And the fourth line, Lucas Nadler, as is number 26. Max Willency, the senior, is number 28, and Chase Whitmore is number 25 on the left lane. On the blue line, Ryan Kaiser, the senior defenseman, number 4, is teamed up with Aiden Owen, number 7. Second pairing is Carson Lloyd, the senior, number 2, with Nicholas Morona, number 11. And Simon Terosian, number 6, is teamed up with Jeremy Muir. For the SaberCats, their top line, Austin Hall is number 4 with Jack Chandler, number 7, and Ben Ballantyne, number 8. Their second line, Owen Dickinson, number 20. Ben Schriefer, number 14, and Jarrett Curran, number 9, is on the left-hand side. Third line is Turner Davis, number 13. He's got Mason Hoff to the right-hand side, number 3, and Sol Levy is number 15 on the left-hand side. The blue line looks like this. Nick Chandler, Brett Baugh are teamed up, number 17 and 19 respectively on the blue line. And Lucas Dupuis is number 11, along with Zach Northrup, number 2. Rocco Chartrand, number 5. Trevor Cloutier is number 6. And Sam Scarborough is number 16. And here we have the starting lineup. And it's going to be that third, it's going to be Mason Hoff, number 3. And I think they're introducing the entire team. I think they are. So the entire team. So we just went through that all. We gave it to you here. And you see Castleview. Castleview comes dressed in those blazing red, trimmed out with yellow and black, sharp-looking uniforms. And there you see, and this lineup, I must say, for the SaberCats Castleview team has changed significantly in the 2 games that they faced off versus Valor. They won that first game, and that first game was in January. And in that game, they won it in overtime, if you recall. But they were, in the second game, they were missing one of their top line forwards, 2 of their second line forwards, and one of their third line forwards, and then they were also missing one of their top defensemen as well. So I think we're going to see a little bit different team as the SaberCats are pretty much back to full strength. And here is the lineup. We'll give you the lineup as they're skating out for Valor. That is Carson Lloyd. Carson Lloyd, one of the top defensemen on this Valor team. And you've got Simon Terosian, who's has had a terrific year this year, joining this team. And then you have Garrett Coveney, number 9. And coming out with him, Nicholas Morona. And over on the near side, there's Alec Alfieri. And Daniel Galushko, number 17, who's got 3 goals, none of which I've seen. Ben Larson, number 18. And he's got the distinctive flow. And then 24 is Jack Majeski, the senior. And number 25 is Chase Whitmore. He's had a good year. And over on the far side is number 27, Henry Barnes. And I think Lucas Nadler. And then Max Willency. And then backup goalie is Carter Bergstrom. And now for your starting lineup is Cooper Robinson. Cooper Robinson is a sophomore. Ryan Kaiser, the senior. And on the far side is junior partner Aiden Owen. And then Brooks Wright, as well as Noah Feckerty, the captain, and Owen Walsh, number 14, is out there as well.
Today's officials are Charlie Whitty, Travis Howell, our official
And we will pause for the national anthem.
Colorado Hockey Officials Association. If you want to be part of the game and be a positive influence on the sport of ice hockey, contact the CHSAA officials office to see what it takes to become one of the skilled and integral parts of today's contest. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and join us in honoring our country with the playing of our national anthem.
As always, Valor like statues during the national anthem, and a special shout out at this time to all of our veterans and active servicemen for their thank you for their service. So we are ready to go. 17 minutes up on the board. Valor moving right to left here at Magnus Arena, and they are the higher seed, so they've got the home bench, the Pioneers bench. A familiar place for George Gwozdecki, who spent 19 years behind that bench for the University of Denver, winning a couple of national championships. Valor is the defending state champion. And so the question is, will there be a rematch, as in last year's final, between Valor and Fort Collins? The SaberCats have something to say about that, as we are set to go. We've got top line out there: Austin Hall, Ben Ballantyne, Chandler versus Fekete's line. And the puck is down, and we are underway as it chased back behind for Kaiser as he pivots and sends one up on Brooks Wright. Wright's feed up the wall is picked up by Fekete. Fekete walking over, guides one back over. Ain't no one with his first shot. That one goes wide. Rides up the near side boards, and Kaiser has to back out as the puck escapes the zone. And picking it back up is the defenseman Brett Baugh. Brett Baugh takes that first shot, and the rebound almost got kicked in by friendly fire, with Valor tumbling a little bit in front of the cage of Cooper Robinson. Bringing the puck back up was Wright, but he's knocked off the puck, and it's fed right up through and deep into Valor's end. Kaiser picks it up again for a third time now, working it out. And he's going to ice this puck and gain a whistle as the SaberCats put on a little pressure here. Valor has perhaps a little bit of rust on, as they did not play. They haven't played since their last game of the season. This SaberCats team just had a game in beating Dakota Ridge and moving on to this. So perhaps we'll see a little bit of that. Valor is traditionally they have been a fast starting team. They have scored a majority of their goals in this first period, and we'll see if that trend continues. So here we go. Owen Dickinson sets up as the SaberCats get a shot on goal on Robinson, and they win another faceoff back. This one is swept by Northrup over to the far side as it's deflected as it hits Barnes, but overskating the puck and picking it up is Owen Dickinson. He's got a man right in front, but he couldn't get the puck to him. Puck is tipped back over to the near side, and Coveney moves it up to the wall, up to the point, but it's punched right back in by Northrup. Puck over on the far side, and Carson Lloyd moves it back up, and Alfieri has some time, but with some pressure moves it back up. On the mark tipped off of Henry Barnes' stick and glanced off of the glass. Cross ice feed, a bit behind Curran. Curran dashes it back down below the line, and it comes back up to Alfieri out of the Zamp corner. As Coveney sends one back over to the right-hand side. And Barnes, with a little bit of room, but at the end of a shift, punches it in and goes for a change. Alfieri on the forecheck, hassling Chartrand. Chartrand moves it back over to the near side. Clothier bodied up by Majeski. And the puck jammed up the wall, and Terosian takes that shot, but didn't have any traffic. Ben Larson with a bit of a shovel shot, steered aside by Johnson, and moved up the near side wall. As Terosian backs out, Galushko battles for the puck. Galushko gets sandwiched between a couple of SaberCats, and sweeping in to pick up the puck is number 15, Sol Levy. Levy moves it back over to the far side, and Valor looks to keep the pressure on in front of the SaberCats bench. And prying that puck free is Jeremy Muir. Muir, who's got a couple of goals this season, sends it back, and the first shot from Valor is Galushko's shot that goes wide. And it comes back, and the SaberCats will now ice one as they're feeling a bit of the pressure. So we are just under 3 minutes into this game, and this far, no real scoring opportunities. A couple shots wide and a couple shots on goal for Cooper Robinson. We'll see if they're keeping track of that. They are. Castleview's got 3. Valor is credited with 2. As spinning away is Bod. I mentioned Bod. You want to keep an eye on him, as he's the leading point getter for this SaberCats team, as he is a senior and he's got 13 goals. So pretty heady numbers for a defenseman. Back behind Johnson's cage. Puck has moved over, and Kaiser's shot that was just deflected as Johnson goes up and makes the save with the shoulder. Puck comes back up to Owen. Owen's shot, and Walsh had the puck just jump over his stick. And bringing the puck back out is Jack Chandler. Loose puck picked up by Hall, and the shot bobbled but held on by Robinson, as Robinson juggles it in his glove now and lets the linesman fish it out. So you watch that top line out there for the SaberCats. They came in with 30 goals for this team, compared to the second line with 10 and the third line with 3. So this team only plays 3 forward lines, and they've got 7 defensemen. So nobody's going to complain about ice time here, but you got to keep an eye on that top line as Baugh goes back and moves the puck quickly back over to Chandler. Chandler's got a brother out there. They're twins, and Jack Chandler is the centerman, and Nick Chandler is the defenseman. So 7 and 17 out there, respectively. And there is Nick Chandler with the puck as he slides it around for his brother. It's tipped back out to center, and Lloyd sweeps it over to Whitmore. Whitmore moves it ahead, but Chandler moves it back out as Jack Chandler sends it in. He's going to go for a line change, and Valor has time. Up ice is Whitmore waiting for the puck, and it gets a good stick on it. Tipped in, and Valor is able to execute that line change as Whitmore stays on the forecheck. The long pass, this will go for icing. We're coming back to the SaberCats end. 0-0, 12:34 remaining into this first period, as the action thus far has been a little bit measured on both teams. Nobody wants to get caught out there and make a mistake or get caught with a long line change. And so you're seeing pretty disciplined play at this point. So stepping in is Lucas Nadler. Nadler takes this face-off. He played a lot of wing this past year, but he's playing center here this evening as he's got Whitmore on one side and Max Willency, the senior, third man high right now, as there is Whitmore. Whitmore picks up the puck, jams it over on the far side on a backhand. And we have a 3-on-2 developing, as walking out here and being tied up is Zach Northrup, the defenseman, as the backhand pass picked back up, and Owen Dickinson puts one right through the crease on the far side. Chasing it down was Dupuis, but marching out, here comes Morona, the defenseman, who had 6 goals this year for Valor, as a little backhand flip went unanswered as Castleview hoists it up, and the bouncing puck is settled by Coveney. Coveney tries to move the puck back over, but Curran steals it. Curran with Schriefer out there with him. Schriefer tries to steal that puck from Terosian, but he's able to move it up. And then it's punched right back down to Valor's end and icing one more time. So we're getting a look at some of the players that we saw in that early game, like Jarrett Curran, number 9, out there, and Ben Ballantyne. So this is the third line, Mason Hoff's line out there with Levy and Davis out there. Terosian sends it back down into the corner. Puck is moved up by Coveney, and a backhand feed by Barnes. Tips off a Sabercat skate. And the puck is moved right back as the giveaway by Valor, and an opportunity there, but the Sabercats couldn't get a shot on goal. The puck comes back out to center where Barnes is on the march. He's got Alfieri with Coveney trailing, and he sends a sharp angle shot. Loose puck is still up as Coveney backs out, and the puck squirts free over to the near side where it's picked back up by Turner Davis. Davis works through center, but he's challenged by Kaiser, and Kaiser knocks him aside. The puck goes deep, and Muir moves the puck back out to the left wing boards. Alfieri back to Barnes, and Barnes looking for a release. Banks it off the mid-ice boards, avoids the icing, and goes for a change as the puck comes back over to Ba. Ba sends it back up through center. Kaiser touches it, and Larson walks in with Belushko. Larson forced wide by Chandler. Backhand feed, Majeski's got it. Spinning, looking for that shot, and a glove save by Johnson. Best effort of the evening, as Majeski did a heck of a job, and we look at that. Majeski got spun around and had the presence of mind to be able to get that shot off. He was in tight quarters as he had Nick Chandler coming towards him, and he had to move that puck pretty quickly. So this is that top line for the Sabercats. Hall, Ballantyne, and Jack Chandler. Puck gets past, and again, quick shot, goal! Larson scores from Majeski, and Valor has the early lead. And we look at this replay. Majeski just picks it up, a blind feed. He knew Larson was supposed to be there, and Larson beats Johnson, and it is 1-0 Valor. And Majeski and Larson team up. So this goal comes at the 10:08 mark, and again, Valor is an early first period scoring team. And for Henry Barnes, or for Ben Larson, that is his 7th goal now of the season. And for the senior Majeski, what a terrific play, as he made a couple of nice plays there in his shift. One being a shot, and the second one, that assist right up the gut. So Sabercats with a little bit larger crowd here than Valor does. Valor's a little bit scattered. The Sabercats are up against the glass over on the far side. This is Lloyd. Lloyd walks it off the wall, moves it back over to the right-hand side. Morona's shot gloved out by Johnson. He had a bit of traffic in front as you look at this replay, and Lloyd moves it over. And there you see Wright just out of your screen, but he's in front of Johnson. But Johnson was able to get the big left mid out there and make the save and not give up a rebound. So Fekete lining up versus Dickinson, as Dickinson is a Fekete wins that back. Dickinson was also a lefty and comes back up to Morona. Morona hassled by Curran and works it back down right in front. Shot goal as Wright scores, and Valor has 2 on the board, and we're just in 7 minutes over into this first period. So Brooks Wright gets that from Morona, and Morona creates that play. You watch this as Morona walks down the wall, puts it right in front, and what a heady play. That puck, as Brooks Wright gets that up and over Johnson. So Wright scores from Morona, and this one comes at the 9:40 mark. So less than a minute after Larson's goal, Wright makes it 2-0. As I talked about earlier, this Valor team scores early. Out of their 69 goals, 28 of them were scored in that first period, 22 in the second, and then it tails off in the third, 19 goals. So I don't know if there's a story there, but it's always good to score early and often. And Valor is up on Dubas's SaberCats. Loose puck comes back over to Barnes. Barnes navigates through center as he's challenged by Baugh. It's a shot right on Johnson, and it rides up Johnson, but Johnson makes the save and holds on there. So it's a little bit quieter here than in the South Suburban Ice Arena. A little bit less crowd noise in this 6,000 seat arena. But what a terrific view that we've got here. And you've got the ice conditions, and you've got terrific glass without the stanchions on the side glass. Back to the live action. Puck over on the far side, and it's jammed up the boards as it's poked free by Jeremy Muir and swept over by Dickinson. Lost it there. He picks it up, and he's got a man through the middle, but defended well by Tarosian, who got back. Dickinson sweeps it back in, held up by Robinson, and with some pressure, Tarosian hustles. Tarosian is pickpocketed by Curran, but the puck is stolen away. And Coveney fans on it, waiting for it as Alfieri sweeps it in, and Willinsey goes for the forecheck. Puck all the way over on the far side, and jumping in off the bench there and making a play is Nadler. Nadler gets tied up, puck comes back over and touched up by Whitmore. Whitmore tries to work it in with a backhander right in front. Nadler gets the goal. Nadler, wow, from Whitmore, and 3-0 at this point, and the SaberCats have got to be stunned. So Nadler from Whitmore, and what a terrific move right now as Michael Dubas takes his time out and gathers the troops here. Trailing right now 3-0 in this first period. He knows he's got a lot of game left, and he's got some veteran leadership on this team. And right now, they are just stunned right now, as the first 5 minutes of the game, there wasn't anything. In fact, the first 7 minutes of the game, and then all of a sudden, in less than 2 minutes, Valor puts 3 goals on. Larson gets one, Wright gets one, and Nadler gets one. And they've all been, passes, quick passes from back below the line. So they've been good assisted goals here. And Castleview has got to be stunned right now, as they've got, but as I said, right now they've got some senior leadership on this team, and that includes Hall plus the Chandler brothers, and then Brett Baugh, all seniors, as well as Jarrett Curran. So expect a little bit different attitude as they come jumping in and punching the puck back deep. Puck is moved back up, as this is that third line out there for Dubas. Puck is back below the line, and Levy gets knocked to the ice, and the puck over on the far side as it's picked up and hoisted ahead by Larson. He chops at it, gets it in deep, and it's swept over to the near side by Northrup. Meeting it is Galushko. Galushko right in front. Majeski's shot, toe saved by Johnson. And it comes back over to the near side. And trying to come up with that puck was number 13, Turner Davis. Davis looks cross ice, and Morona has time. Back over to Lloyd, and Lloyd's pass tipped by Northrup and chased down by Dupuis. Dupuis pass a little bit behind, and it's picked up by Kaiser. Kaiser likes to walk up that left flank, but he's taken off the puck, and he hoists it back into the far corner. It's up and into the netting. I thought it hit the netting, and the fans did too. And they're saying, so I guess we're going to play it. So perhaps we have a replay, I don't know. And a backhand feed from Wright back up to the line. Puck goes back over to Aiden Owen, and Owen tucks it back down below the line, where Wright finds Walsh. He gets tied up, and the puck is swept over to the near side, and with time is Northrup. Northrup hoists it back out. Kaiser backhands it in, and sweeping in is Owen Walsh. Walsh walks in, back over to Wright, and Wright touches it. He looks maybe for a third time, And he banks this one for Fekete. Fekete off the wall, puts it back in. And Jack Chandler comes out with it. Kaiser gets a poke check and then steps in and puts this one up above Johnson's cage. In play, and play continues as the puck is rolled around the near side boards back out to center. Touched up by Lloyd and headmanned up by Morona. Stolen by Clothier, and Clothier's shot is squared up by Robinson. And the loose puck over on the far side as Walsh has a man on his backside, a match in 14. That's Schreifer, excuse me. The puck back behind Alfieri. Can he fish it out? Does so. Alfieri working the edge of the circle. Now he's down low. That pass right up through the gut. Again, similar to the other scoring opportunities the Valor has been successful on, as Carson Lloyd draws him in and finds Alfieri. Alfieri with a little backhand flip as Morona touches it up and Alfieri's on the move. Alfieri working down that far right-hand side, gets stick check from behind, and coming up with it is Chartrand. Chartrand shakes off the check and sends it back up, goes through everyone, and we look for the hand up. It's icing. We're coming back. 5:19 remaining in this first period. 3-0 Valor. In case you came late to the party, Valor gets 3 goals in 2 minutes. Less than that. And Castleview is trying to gather themselves here as Turner Davis will take this face off. And the puck is pitchfork back down into the corner. Galushka with a backhand feed, and Larson with a backhand shot goes through over to the far side. Morona walks in. That's Muir, Jeremy Muir. And the puck is moved back out by Castleview. As they go for a forecheck here as Mason Hoff looks for that puck. It's tied up with Terosian. Terosian moves it softly up the boards, and a nice pickup by Majeski. Finds the stick of Galushko. Galushko wide. Back to Majeski. Finds Larson and just up and over as Larson was looking for his second of the game. And winding up is Terosian. Then another high shot. That went over on the far side. And it's moved up, not out, as Muir's shot is picked off and sent softly up to center ice to avoid the icing. Valor looking for the long stretch pass, but it's picked off and read nicely by Ballantyne. Ballantyne's shot deflected, tracks down his rebound, sends it back up through the gut. Northrop fans, and Wright's got it. Wright with the twisting pass out front as a nice play by the defenseman, Luc Dupuis. As off to the races was Owen Walsh. He could see daylight behind him as Chartrand was the last defender. Walsh sends it in, and there's Chartrand to meet the puck. Back up to the left wing boards, defended by Aiden Owen. And Owen does a nice job as that long stick keeps it in play. The pass wide by the captain, picked back up by Kaiser. Kaiser puts it back behind. Northrop's got it, puts it back up the wall. And the backhand feed glances off of Hall's stick and picked back up by Aiden Owen. Kaiser looking to jump in. And from the red stripe, he'll send this one on target. As Northrop has it in the near side corner, looks for that long pass. And backtracking is Curran. Curran gathers up some speed and looks to take the corner. Kaiser introduces himself. And I don't know what the call is, but let's see what the officials have to say, perhaps. As we're waiting for the official, and he makes it for a head contact. So the SaberCats get their first power play of the game as Kaiser takes head contact. And it's a 2-minute penalty up there. And, you know, I didn't see Kaiser. I mean, he's certainly hitting a smaller player, so it didn't seem as egregious. But regardless, here come the SaberCats with their first power play. They came in with a 17.4 power play percentage, going up against a 91% kill rate for Valor. And so on the PK, there's Fekete, and he puts a soft one into the far side corner as Walsh on the forecheck. Walsh backs away, and stepping in to take this is number 15, Levy. Levy winds his way through center. All bodies on side, and Morone's there. Morone with a strong sweep. Gets the corner, and the puck down to the far end as Dickinson is chased down by Barnes. Dickinson holds him off and gets some help from Curran. As the long stick of Curran steps out from the Castleview end. They poke it back in, and this time Robinson's going to hold and force the face-off. So 2:15 remaining in the period, 1:07 remaining in Kaiser's penalty. And so the face-off to the right of Cooper Robinson, who came in with a 1.52 goals against average, one of the top in the league. And this is that top line for Castleview. And now stepping in to take the face-off is Ballantyne, as he's got Hall on one side and Chandler on the other. Nick Chandler sets up as Jack is standing at the Valor blue line, and walking it out is Hall. Hall misses Ballantyne, and the puck goes down. And the one thing that Castleview didn't want to do is ice the puck on their power play. So with 48 seconds remaining in the power play, they need to win a defensive zone faceoff to get this breakout. Majeski and Larson out there. Muir and Owen for Valor. And Aiden Owen has time to bring it back and play a little pitch and catch, as he sends it the distance. And so with 33 seconds remaining in the power play, Castleview revs it up again, as Nick Chandler loses an edge there. And the puck is picked back up. It's Ballantyne. Ballantyne on his backhand sends it back over to the far side as Baugh's drive was defended. Back down into the corner. Ballantyne with a little head fake moves it up the wall and back over to Nick Chandler, and back over to Baugh. Baugh working in front of the Valor bench, straight ahead with the shot as Hall takes the shot, and it glances off of Robinson's glove. Best chance of the game thus far for Castleview. Down low, shuffled up the wall as Nick Chandler finds it back up to Nick, and bouncing puck picked up by Kaiser, and he likes his odds as he sends it over to Majeski, and Majeski will send it in as he absorbs a check, and the balance of the Valor line is able to change with a dangerous check by Chandler, and this one by Jack Chandler. So Chandler's going to go for a boarding call. And with 39 seconds remaining in the period, Jack Chandler, he gets 2 minutes up on the board there. And as you could tell, right after he did it, he was like, oh gosh, another penalty. So he gives Valor an opportunity with 39 seconds to go in an offensive zone faceoff. The important faceoff draw is won. But it's knocked back out, and Castleview is able to move the puck down, and Valor freezes the puck, as I think Cooper Robinson would like to have that one back. Now Valor needs to win a defensive zone faceoff, as they have 27 seconds remaining in the power play. So off the faceoff, Valor's got to move it here to get some offensive zone time, as they're down to 19 seconds and counting. So the long pass up to Alfieri, and it's hoisted right back down, and Coveney's just going to hang on to it here, as he's got Alfieri and the one shot from Kaiser from distance, and then Northrup gives him a little bump. So that's where we're going to end things after one, as it is 3-0 Valor over Castleview. To recap the scoring, Larson got Valor off to the races as Majeski made a terrific pass and found Larson over on the far right-hand side, and he puts it past Johnson. Second goal came at the 9:40 mark. So 28 seconds later, as Brooks Wright scored from Morona, and then Nadler scores from Chase Whitmore at the 8:26 mark. That's where we stand after 3 shots on goal, 16-19 in favor of Valor. And with that, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions. Stay with us, and we'll be back in 15.
was on sort of games on the sort. But I got into officiating because my father was an officiator. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just a game. To be outside, to experience the game, it's so much more fun. You feel
If you're you meet people like you and young athletes who can translate those skills to officiating.
So much of officiating is not necessarily what you do on the court. It's how you conduct business off the court as well. Being an official, sure it's not easy.
And if it wasn't for those difficulties, I don't think I would be where I'm at. Because I helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
You never have a perfect game, but rewards always outweigh opportunities.
And it's just like life.
far side, the Valor squad, and George Gwozdecki's got Adrian Wiedemann there next to him. And so Castleview comes out, and we have 1:21 of power play time. And for Castleview, they've got Jack Chandler in the box. Chandler took 11 penalties this year, but that wasn't the most for Castleview. In fact, his brother Nick took 19, so perhaps we'll look for that. Nick, a pretty physical player, and in that win when Castleview beat Valor, it was the Chandler brothers who were pretty physical that game, and they took it to them. So we are underway here in this second period. 17 minutes has started, and Valor's got 1:11 on the power play as Fekete walks it back in and works it back down in back below the line and sends it back over to Kaiser. Kaiser, the left-handed stick, has it poked off his check stick by that long stick we'd mentioned at Jarrett Curran. And Curran matches him up over on the far side and forces the pass over to Owen. And the hard pass bounces off of Fekete's stick in the wall. And Curran single-handedly is handling this PK here for Castleview. And out comes Kaiser, who takes matters into his own hands, takes that shot but fanned on that one. And one more time, Curran does his job and sends it the distance. As Valor having some trouble here, unable to get things set up. So long pass over to Fekete. He's got a man up ahead. It's Alfieri. Alfieri stops on a dime, but loses that puck. And perhaps there's a little water on the ice that is holding up the puck that we're not seeing, as Alfieri had a little trouble handling that. So with Coveney walking in, as the power play expires, and the shot in on Johnson's cage. Johnson made a blocker save, and the puck back behind his cage is picked back up by Wright and fed up the wall to Morona. Morona tumbles over the dot, and the loose puck is picked up over on the far side by Levy. He's checked off the play, and Wright brings it back in and walks it in over to the far side. Fekete glances over the shoulder, and a stick check by Chandler. Chandler moves the puck up to Sol Levy, tipped off his blade, and it's guided back over to the near side. Morona back up to Wright. Back is the drop feed to Walsh. Walsh is knocked off his skates by centerman Turner Davis. Walsh bounces right back up and out of the corner, takes a shot from Nick Chandler. And the puck is fished out on the far side. And Dupuis moves it up the wall, and it gets back out to center to a matching 11, Morona. Morona quickly to Walsh and up ice. Headmans it up to Carson Lloyd. Lloyd spinning pass back to Walsh, dribbles in on Johnson, and Johnson holds for the whistle. Saw Cooper Lloyd stepping into that offensive zone confidently. Lloyd had 6 goals this year, and Nicholas Morona had 6 goals as well. And I think what is interesting is, as 11 of those 12 goals between that pair were even strength goals. As that line, that pairing, just had an ability to score goals this year and led the defense in scoring. Back below the line, puck is picked back up, and the rebound chiseling over on the far side as the whistle is blown as Johnson gets down. And you saw the defense one more time. That was Simon Tarosian, and Tarosian walks it down, and Tarosian tried to jam it in on a backhand. There was Larson lurking, and you get a good look at it there. A lot of activity in front of Johnson's cage. This next goal is huge. You've got a lot of time left. You've got 14 minutes in this period. You've got a 17-minute period. And this next goal, if Valor gets it and goes up 4-0, really going to be a challenge for Castleview, but they've done it before, and they know they've beaten Valor, so they've got some confidence that a lot of other teams that would face Valor may not have. As Larson stabs it out of the air, the puck is picked back up and moved out by Chartrand. up ice and into Valor's zone, getting there first. Sweeping it over to the far side was Jeremy Muir. Touch back up to Galushko. Galushko sends it for an icing call. So Castleview gains some territory, and for Dubas, he's going to come out with his top line, and so Gwozdecki matches him, and he's got Fekete out there to take this face-off. Face-offs are a huge part of the game, and so Hall with Jack Chandler sitting behind him and Brett Baugh behind Chandler. Castleview wins this face-off, and there is Chandler, and spinning around, there's Baugh with the shot. That one goes wide, right in front, shot, goal! Goal is scored, and there is Hall, and Hall right on the doorstep scores, and we have a new game at 3-1. And here you see it, the puck went back as the deflection came back to Baugh, and Baugh from Ballantyne, and Ballantyne leads Valor at their own game with that pass right in front from below the line. And you get another good look at it from Mike Shaw, and watch Ballantyne, that puck comes off the inboards, and he's just trying to shovel it to the front of the net, and Hall was unchecked and able to poke that free. So it is 3-1. Hall from Ballantyne and from Nick Chandler, or excuse me, Brett Baugh. And back to the live action. There's Chandler with the shot, and gobbling that up and diving for it was there was Robinson. And you get another good look at this, and all of a sudden there's no defenseman in front, and there's Owen defending his goalie there. And all of a sudden, let's look at the energy level here of this Castleview team. They're down by 2 goals. And as we said, that next goal was a huge goal as Valor gets 3 quick goals. And Castleview now feels like they put, a thumb in the dike, and they've stopped the flooding, and now they've got a chance as they're down by 2. And early as Galushko sends it across, and it is just offsides, as straddling the line was Ben Larson. And we talked about Baugh. Baugh, who had 8 assists, he had 13 goals to lead this team in points with 21. And you see why he's dangerous, because he got that shot off and it had enough velocity for a decent rebound. And over on the far side, Majeski is surprised by Northrup as his twig is busted, and Northrup, sensing the moment, jumps into the play, and Larson comes in, and an interference call is called as he checked Northrup pretty much from behind. We'll get another look at this as Larson comes in and jumped over one man. And so all of a sudden, Castleview has their second power play of the game as Larson, interference call, comes at the 12:23 mark of this second period. This is the first power play of the period, although there was a crossover one for Valor, but it started in that first period. So Noah Fekete is out there with Walsh, and no surprise, you're faced with the top line, including Brett Baugh. Chandler fishes it down the wall. Puck is picked back up by Ballantyne and moved quickly back over to the far side as that shot goes hard off the end boards. And again, Kaiser working off some pressure, moves it over to the far side. Walsh gets there, is able to tip it, but it's Chandler, Jack Chandler, and Chandler did the same thing as Larson just got called for, but this time it's not a penalty as the puck whips around near the inboards. And that's hockey. That's hockey. Baugh picks up the puck, and he scoops it up in front of the Valor bench, but a nice play by Fekete as Fekete gets back and is able to steal that puck away. Back behind Johnson's cage, and puck is moved back out as Ballantyne has a puck checked off of his stick. as Morona tips it aside. Pass Brett Baugh, and Owen Walsh drags some time off as he sends it up, but it's intercepted and taken back by Ballantyne. Ballantyne marked by Morona. Morona with that long stick, but the pass in front, bouncing puck. And Hall chases it down and sweeps a backhand feed back over to the far side. As that's Owen Dickinson. Dickinson stepped in as a forward, and Dickinson looks to lay a check in on Barnes as puck back behind the cage, right in front, and Morona sweeps it ahead and is unable to get a stick on it there. Barnes moves it back up. Morona, the defenseman, leading the charges. He's got Barnes and takes the shot, looks for the rebound, and there was one, but just beyond it was Barnes, and tumbling into the cage was Chandler. That was Nick Chandler, number 17, the big defenseman. You watch this play and you watch that shot, and the intended target is the low pads looking for that rebound, and Morona got it, but unable to come up and collect that loose puck. Was Barnes. So, with 12 seconds remaining in Castleview's power play, Valor forces a offensive zone faceoff for them as Castleview tucks it up the wall. The puck is picked back up by Dickinson. Dickinson, it's spun around, and Majeski's there, pokes it free, and it's hoisted into the Castleview ice as Ben Larson comes out of the box. And the puck is, Aiden Owen is knocked off his skates. Continues to battle Curran for the puck, and Northrup comes up with it. Northrup sends it back out to center. Aiden Owen recovers. Back over to the far side. Puck is put up and out of play by Schriefer. So Castleview is 0 for 2 on their 2 power plays, as is Valor 0 for 1. And we're at the 10-minute mark and counting. So Valor with the 2-goal lead. And again, Castleview with a little confidence here, and a check over on the far side. As Chartrand put Galushko into the boards, and spinning away down in tight, and meeting it was Larson. Larson looks to steal that puck away. Stands his man up, and over on the far side, Tarosian in deep. Puck back up high. Galushko waiting. His shot deflected up and into the net. Terrific play by Valor as you saw Tarosian jump into the play down on the left-hand side. Down that left wall. He jumps in deep, and Galushko immediately picks up his position. And Larson, recognizing that, finds Galushko up high, and Valor gets a shot on goal out of that. Shots on goal, 24-15 as Castleview trails by 9 in that category. They trail by 2 on the scoreboard, 3-1 with 9:27 to go in this second period. We are just under halfway through the game as Brooks Wright steals that puck, and up ahead is Fekete calling. He's got it. Fekete sets up, and Walsh's shot is blocked by Ballantyne. Ballantyne moves it up the wall, and it's Nick Chandler with the puck. Excuse me, that's Jack. Jack sends it down into the corner, and Kaiser sends it back up the wall. Walsh has the puck, and the puck a bit beyond, but tracking it down was Fekete. Fekete with the puck on his backhand, up on the edge of the circle as he tucks it back for Owen Walsh. Owen Walsh protecting it, finds Aiden Owen. Owen with a quick turnaround shot, goes off of Brooks' right blade, and Wright with the puck sends it back up high as it's Carson Lloyd is stepped on. Lloyd's shot deflected by Fekete, near side half boards. Morona tucks it back. With some patience, Valor keeps that puck moving. Puck is jammed over by Hall and tracked down by Baugh. Baugh's going to ice this one as he's seen enough and needs a whistle. 8:16 remaining in this second period as Valor keeps some pressure on. Valor came in with averaging 38 shots on goal. Got 25 already, so they were on their way to hit that mark. And they only gave up 19.7. And so Castleview is a bit under the average that Valor gives way. They look to get one here as Schriefer sends it back over to the far side, and Dickinson had a man on his backside. That was Nadler, who got back on that back check and disrupts Schriefer. Puck is jammed up over onto the near side as Willensee goes down. And finally the whistle is blown. And so let's see where this face-off is going to go. So it's going to stay inside of Valor's end. On the near side to the right-hand side of Cooper Robinson. So this CHSAA 5A quarterfinal matchup, winner moves on to take on Fort Collins. I have a feeling I know who Fort Collins would like to play here. And so this is that second line for Valor up against the top line for Castleview. And holding the wall was Luke Dupuis. Dupuis, a couple of nice whacks at it, but Barnes is able to snake it away. And now Kaiser is stick checked from behind by Hall. Kaiser tracks him down and out marches Alfieri. Alfieri with a nifty little move, brings it in, shot, and just deflected as Johnson makes a heck of a save. Alfieri walked through a couple of Castleview players and right down Broadway. Working it back up, tucks it back down below the line. And it's Barnes. Barnes gets hung up. Alfieri back behind there as he races with Northrup. Northrup sends him into the boards. And the puck drifts back out to center. But it's Kaiser with it. Kaiser with a blast. And a pad redirect over to the far side. Chopped at by Chandler. Galouche goes on the ice, literally. And the puck comes back over to the near side. Aiden Nowen surveys. Sends a soft one in off the end boards. Chasing it is Larson, but getting to it first and moving the puck up was Dupuis as Valentine sends it in front of the Valor bench. And Dupuis sends a backhand in with a matching 11. Morona sweeping it back up. Larson can't catch up to it, so we've got icing. And we're at the 6:26 mark of this second period. Valor hanging on to a 2-goal lead here, as Castleview has not been able to put on too much pressure here. They've got this third line out there. Turner Davis has got Mason Hoff, and up against the wall is Levy. Levy back there. Puck comes back over to Larson and back up to Galushko. Galushko muscles it in, puts it down over to the far side. Chartrand, Rocco Chartrand. And Majeski with a backhand feed again. He's looking for Larson. The little chemistry, you saw it there as they look to duplicate that first period goal. Larson from Majeski. That's what got this whole thing started for Valor. They're scoring. And you look at that quick pass in just about the same spot as Larson has that right-handed stick, and coming down the left-hand side, he's in prime position. So Majeski on the face-off, but it's won cleanly by Davis. And Galushko on the forecheck versus Chandler. Chandler ices this one. So Valor again. It's another offensive zone face-off, and Coach Gwozdecki sticks with what he has on the ice right now. As this line has been terrific thus far this evening, as they've got one goal. As the only line that doesn't yet have a goal for Valor is that second line company, Alfieri and Barnes. We'll see if they can get one here. And another icing call. So Castleview and Coach Michael Dubas changes things up, and Dubas is now going to go with his second line out there. He's got Owen Dickinson along with Curran and Schriefer. Dubas is a math teacher at Aces, and I hear a pretty good one at that. He's a Cherry Creek grad. Played hockey there for Melnicki. And off the faceoff. Trying to work the puck down low is Alfieri. Alfieri is sealed up against the wall, tries to fight through it. But that's a big body out there as he's got Chandler in front of him. And the puck right into the top of the circle as Eric Coveney spins and takes that shot. That's not an easy shot as Coveney has to spin across his body as he picks up this puck. And watch this, he calls for it. And as he gets it, he has to turn his body and get that shot off. And it's seen by Johnson, but terrific idea. Working it through, Alfieri gets a shot on goal. Is some nifty mitts by Alfieri right off that face-off. He just tips that puck in front and works it down low and is able to get a shot off. And so Castleview changes things up, and now Dubas is going to go with his top line. So he's had all three lines out there here in this sequence of face-offs deep in his territory, recognizing this next goal is huge right now. As Valor trying to work it free as Wright shakes off the check and sends it back down below for Fekete. Fekete spinning away from some traffic on his backhand. Fishes it back up high, and the shot bounces off the end boards right in front. Fekete takes the shot as the rebound. He had a chance as Johnson was down, and here comes Wright. Wright, cross-ice feed, finds Kaiser. Kaiser's pass shot. It's off a blade, and there's that pull move that Walsh likes. And there's the shot by Wright, ricochets and chasing it down up the near side wall. And Hayden Owen with some strength as Walsh picks up the puck and looks for options, sends it along the dasher board over to the far side. It's worked up the wall, and it's Jack Chandler who comes away with it. And working his way from east to west over to the near side. That shot off of Hayden Owen's stick. Owen backs up, and the bouncing puck is moved up but not out by Wright. But Walsh finishes it off. And moving the puck right back in is Clothier. As that cross-ice feed is ricocheted. Keep your head up if you're a fan. Stay alive. So all the fans on the opposite side. We're alone over here on the press box side. And the puck is jammed up and back in. Morona banks it hard. And the rolling puck goes the distance. So we're coming back to Valor's end. And to the right-hand side of Cooper Robinson. Again, Robinson was terrific this campaign. He's only given up 22 goals the entire season. Faced 283 shots. I suspect Michael Dubas can do that math in his head. For us, it's a .922 save percentage. Puck is loose in front of the Valor bench, or slot, and Majeski jumping on the puck, literally tumbles. The puck is forced back down into the Valor end. Larson waiting up high. Puck on Galushko's blade, bounces off, and Ba pokes it back into Valor's zone. Swept back behind Robinson's cage and up the near side wall. Larson's got it in time. Sends a cross-ice pass. Majeski picks it up as he's got Galushko in front of him, and loose puck as Galushko got a tip right on goal, and Johnson made the save, and then the rebound. Larson had a chance, and bodies go tumbling into the cage. What a terrific looking play as Galushko just got the backhand side of his stick on it, and then flying in was Larson, and Larson takes out Robinson. It was really the defenseman that took out Johnson. Johnson, the goalie there, was sent into his own cage. Score remains 3-1, 3:19 remaining in the second period as the puck is guided back down, back below the line, and Barnes has it on his blade. Pivoting away from pressure, walks out and takes that shot, but the side of the cage is sealed by Johnson. Loose puck is picked back up, and Barnes has it again out of the corner. Barnes shakes off the check, looks for a cross-ice feed. It's not there, so he dumps it into the same far side corner. Coveney working with a man on his backside. And the puck comes back up, and activating is Terosian from his deep position, keeping the puck alive deep in Castleview territory. Puck is moved back over to the near side and tries to work it up the left wing boards and successfully back out to center. Puck is gathered in by Terosian. Terosian with some nifty stick work moves it back over on the left wing boards as Valor back out to center. Barnes stays on side. Alfieri takes it, finds Coveney. Coveney below with a pass right in front. It's picked off by Owen Dickinson. Dickinson one-hands it through center as he hoists it in above Kaiser in the funny bounce in front of Cooper Robinson. And Robinson elects to flick it, but he's got pretty good hand-eye coordination. Back to the live action. Puck comes back up the right wing boards, and Barnes jams it back to center. Tipped by Alfieri and up and over Jack Chandler. Chandler picks it back up and wheels back behind his cage with 1:52 remaining in the period. As he's Brooks right on the forecheck. Puck is taken back by Hall at center, and Hall jumps up and over Aiden Owen. Kaiser returns the favor on the far side, as Aiden Owen is wondering why wasn't there a penalty on that one? As play continues, as the puck back in the Castleview end, it's Owen Walsh with it in the near side Zam corner. He's bodied up, and puck is spun over to the far side. Kaiser walking down, takes a sharp angle shot, and it rolls up the left wing boards. Poked by Aiden Owen, back down, and it rolls along the dasher. Tucked back over to Luke Dupuis. Dupuis loses the handle. Owen Walsh chases it down. Back over to the far side corner. Fecity bodies up Chandler. And Chandler gets some help on the top side from Hall as we're in the final minute of play in this second period. And Ballantyne scoops up the loose puck and moves it up ice, but he's planted by Kaiser. And Kaiser sent him to the deck, and Ballantyne crawls back to the bench. Puck back over to the near side as it rides the rails, and Kaiser has time. 37 seconds remaining. Curran smokes out Kaiser, and the long pass up ice is on the mark, but recovering it is Brooks Wright. Back over to Fecity. Fecity from the right dot tries to sweep it in front. Loose puck. Fecity pokes it free, and everyone backs out as Chandler with the puck and the SaberCats staying on sides. Chandler's shot deflected. Hall on the rebound, and that shot just misses in the final 12 seconds remaining in the period. Morona with it, banks it softly off the far side boards, and Valor gets it to the safety of center as the final seconds of the second period tick off. What a dangerous play for Valor, and what an opportunity for the SaberCats. SaberCats almost got a goal there at the tail end of that second period, and as they picked up a rebound, and it was a little helter-skelter in Valor's end. But we stand 3-1, so SaberCats get the lone goal in that second period as Hall got it from Ballantyne and Baugh. And that came early in that second period. Otherwise, it was a deadlock. And we stand at 3-1. I'm Manny Furtado for Shaw Hockey Productions. We'll be back for the third and final period and conclusion of this game shortly. Stay with us.
starts from the moment you enter the court. You're here to serve and make sure you're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, holding integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official when I was a senior in high school, 17 years old. I think it's the best decision I've made. You could play, and you could make extra money on the weekends on the side, and why not?
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just a game.
To be outside, to experience the game, it's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, you need people like you and young athletes who can translate those skills to officiating.
So much of officiating is not necessarily what you do on the court. It's how you conduct business off the court as well. Being an official, sure it's not easy.
And if it wasn't for those difficulties, I don't think I would be where I'm at. Because it helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but rewards always outweigh victories.
And it's just been wonderful.
And there you get a great view of the Valor team coming through the tunnel here at Magnus Arena. Home of the Denver Pioneers, ranked number 3 in the country. Pioneers have a big weekend this weekend where they play arch rival Colorado College. And they want to retain the gold pan this year, so they play a home and home this weekend. Friday is in Colorado Springs, and then Saturday night they'll be here. And it looks as though DU will also get a first round home game in the NCHC playoffs as well. We are just about ready. We've got 17 minutes up on the clock. Here's the reset. It's 3-1 Valor. Shots on goal, 33-16. Valor's taken a couple of penalties. Castleview has taken one. And there just seems to be a lot of ice, a lot of water on the ice. We talked about it earlier. They've got one Zamboni that is cleaning the ice here versus during the DU Pioneer games, they have 2, so they get that ice cleaned a little bit faster. But there seems to be a little bit of excess water on there. And so the officials seem to be giving it a little bit more time to set up here. And I think that was evident at the beginning of that second period as the puck seemed to be, the players seem to be overskating the puck. When that puck hits water, it just stops. So, and what a terrific place, you know, the Magnus Arena, what a great place to play a game and to sit on that DU Pioneers bench over on the far side, and the lighting here, the four-sided scoreboard up top, the scoreboards in the corners. What a terrific atmosphere that the University of Denver provides these high school teams. We are set to go as Noah Fekete is lined up versus Austin Hall, the senior. And off the face-off, puck is jammed in, and now you've got Curran on that line instead of Ballantyne. Ballantyne is number 8, and Curran is a senior. So all 3 seniors forwards on this Castleview team now on that top line. And there is Curran, who is backtracking, sends the puck back over to the near side. Baugh's got it, and Baugh is out there also. So this is an entire fivesome of seniors for Castleview. This is their top group as first 5 minutes of this third period. Obviously important, that shot from distance, as Walsh picks up the rebound. You can see that puck is a little bit harder to control out there. Coming through center is Zach Northrup, the defenseman. And Northrup jams it all the way in and takes an extra shot at the end. And I don't think Aiden Owen appreciated that. So obviously Cooper Robinson was in a bit of vulnerable position, but no harm, no foul. And got a face-off to the right-hand side of Cooper Robinson. So Majewski lines up, and now there's Ballantyne, and Ballantyne won that one back, but he won it back, and Dickinson couldn't get it off his blade. Galushko's pass intercepted, and it's hoisted back out to center and collected by Morona. Morona banks one off the far side. Majewski's got it. Majewski works past Northrup. Majewski and Galushko on the doorstep right in front, and unable to put that one away as a save is made by Johnson. 1 or 2. Puck ricochets, and Ballantyne is on the move. Ballantyne tracked by Lloyd, and the pass right across as Schriefer was able to get a piece of it. What a dangerous play again. This 2-goal lead here that Valor is playing with, as they would like to get an extra goal in here. This next one is important as Majewski hoists it in, and he'll go for that line change. Cooper Lloyd backs up, and Majewski works it off the end boards over on the far end. Barnes steps in, and Barnes is taken off the puck, but is able to get it over to Alfieri. Alfieri puts it right through the paint as Johnson, sliding over, knocks the cage off. I believe that was the goalie sliding from side to side. You see that quite often. And so Valor, with some good pressure, Galushko had a wide open net down at the far side. And boy, I've been waiting for that kid to put one away. Puck is down, and dragging the puck up is Levy. And Valor is able to get it up ice. Tip in by Alfieri. Chasing is Coveney on the far side. Coveney sweeps in, protects it there, leaves it, and knifed off of a blade, and the loose puck right in front, chiseling away with the backhand, and it's scored. As getting the goal on the far side was Henry Barnes. Barnes was waiting. Coveney did some stick work in front. You see Coveney get checked off of it, but he was able to move the puck over to the far side, and Henry Barnes gets his 7th goal. And now this line, each of the 4 lines for Valor gets a goal as Barnes muscles that one in, and it is 4-1. So Barnes gets the goal as Alfieri and Coveney will get assists on that. And this one comes at the 14:40 mark of this 3rd period. So we talked about how important that next goal is in the first 5 minutes to establish things. And Valor establishes the lead back up to 3 as Brooks Wright forced wide by Hall and circles around over to the far side. Players tumbling in front. Sends a pass back over to Fekete. Fekete fakes low, sends the puck back below the line, and Wright has it taken off of his stick as Curran chops at it and gets it back to center. Fekete spins away from the forecheck, and a long pass just beyond Brooks Wright as Wright was up on the blue line, just straddling it there, and he was trying to stay on sides as that puck was just beyond his reach. 13:54 to go in this 3rd period. The first 3 minutes of this 3rd period have given Valor just a little breathing room, as Castleview's had a couple of good opportunities, one here in this 3rd period as well as one at the tail end of that 2nd. Galushko hands it off. Larson feeds it right back over, and Johnson scoops it up with ease to hold on. As Johnson alert there, he had a man bearing down on him as Galushko sent that puck right back over to Larson. Larson was tied up with a man, but a little bit of traffic like that, you can get a redirect. Majeski will take this faceoff, and he wins it back up to Cooper Lloyd's left point. Lloyd works it back down the wall to Galushko. Backhand feed right in front, and looking for the rebound was Larson. Larson got tied up. It was a good play by Nick Chandler as he tied up Larson. Larson was right in front, but Chandler, the senior, Chandler brothers have some good size on them. And we saw that evident in the 2 games that they played before. Of course, these 2 teams have split the season series. Lloyd from the point off the faceoff as he sends one in, and Lloyd tips it, comes back out to center. Lloyd tips it away. Galushko gathers it back in. Galushko taps it ahead, and it's held in. Castleview back below Valor's line and moves it back up to the right-hand point. Thinking about a shot, but it wasn't there. It was Clothier. Puts it back into the Zam corner. Castleview controlling along the near side wall. They sweep it over to the far side as Nick Chandler fans on it. And Valor's able to get the puck back out to the Castleview end. Working it back is Clothier. Clothier looks for a man, and he finds it back over to Dickinson. Dickinson back up ice. Willency picks it up and wraps it around back into the Castleview end. Puck is hoisted up as Terosian has to get back, and Terosian had a man on his backside. That was Mason off. Terosian got a stick on it and back out to center as Nadler is checked into the Castleview bench. And Nadler returns the favor, but he's the one that tumbles as the puck is stolen by Jeremy Muir. His shot was deflected. Nadler over in the far side corner gets dumped twice and then taking shots. And here comes unbelievable play as hit him from the backside, and now there's a fight on the far side, and Fekete's got to get out of there as Nadler was down and Nick Chandler was pounded on the back of Nadler's head. And I'm going to be shocked if Chandler stays in this game, as the fans from Castle Rock are cheering, and they know, anybody that knows hockey, is that he should be out of the game right now. He should absolutely be out of the game. And Fekete jumped on the backside of Chandler trying to defend him, and here we've got the replay. Perhaps we can go back to it. This was just egregious. Chandler won the 50-50 and knocks down Nadler. And the puck over on the far side, and there Nadler goes into the corner, and he takes the brunt of it. He goes down, and then Chandler jumps on top of him and just starts pounding in the back of his head. So what is Fekete supposed to do? That is egregious. And Fekete had his helmet pulled off. So right now, trying to sort things out is both Mason Hoff, I believe, and Nick Chandler. We talked about Chandler earlier. Chandler led this team in penalties. He had 19 penalties for 49 minutes. And we're waiting to hear what it's going to be. And for Fekete, he does not want to get a game misconduct for that, as with 12:11 remaining in this third period, Chandler is going to see the showers early. And he gets a hand from the Castleview fans, but honestly, that's so his day is over, and that is his being a senior. Not a great way to go out. And so there is one more Castleview player, and I can't see the number, but I believe it is number 3 that is in the box. And that, I believe that's Mason Hoff out there, as it is a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. And so this is only the second power play for Valor. So in the 5-minute major, you can score as many goals, and the power play continues. And Kaiser tees that one up, and stealing the puck back down low. Coveney trying to jam it over on the near side. Rides it back up to the boards. Kaiser back over to Owen. Aiden Owen looks for a lane right in tight, and it's swept back outside. Kaiser working up against Hall, a matching 4. Alfieri tips it back into the corner, and Valor moves it back, and Kaiser's shot, a riser. Kaiser picks it back up, and the loose puck is kicked back up into the high slot. Henry Barnes working over to the far side, drops it off to Kaiser. Alfieri back in business as he got pushed out of the slot, and the puck comes back out to center. Aiden Owen hands it off to Coveney, and Coveney circles. Coveney takes it wide and maintains possession. Coveney, as it's taken off of his stick over on the far side, and Castleview is able to clear the puck here with 11:09 remaining in the game and 3:55 in the penalty. And a little back pass back over to Coveney. Coveney walks it in and hands it off. Kaiser takes center. Twisting pass back to Aiden Owen, skips Coveney's, and Barnes tumbling. Alfieri jousting in front of the net. And here comes Coveney looking for that give and go. Right back in tight. And Puck ends up on the back of the cage, and the whistle was blown there. So Valor is going to use this 5 minutes, much to their advantage and possession, and able to take 5 minutes off of it. They've got 3 minutes left, and by the time they get done with this, they'll have about 7 minutes remaining in the game. Puck back over to the far side. Toe drag move. Morona scores! Morona then goes to the Castleview fans and celebrates right in front of them, enjoying the moment. And he put a little, he put his glove up to his ear and said, "Let me hear it." So some just desserts for Valor as they get a goal out of this. And I know Dupuis does not promote that kind of action, and you know, he's trying to maintain some semblance here, and it's unfortunate when one of the players plays that way, and that's the end result. But here we have, it's 5-1. And Valor, for Morona, he mentioned he had 6 goals, or he had 6 goals this year. Now he's got 7 with this one in the playoffs here. And that with 2:48 remaining in the power play, everybody's getting some power play time. Puck gets past Brooks Wright, 50-50s it down into the far side. Good defensive play by Luke Dupuis to move it up and out of the zone. And the fluttering puck is tracked down by Kaiser, who sauces it up and across ice feed, and the hot pass. Majeski picks it up and finds Brooks Wright. Wright digs it out of his skates, squares up, takes that shot, and Johnson goes down to make the save. Braden Johnson has had a terrific year. He's averaged giving up only 2.33 goals. So for this Valor squad, Valor came in averaging nearly 5 goals a game, and that's what they've posted up there. And they typically only give up, they average giving up 1.94, so they're below that average. Kaiser moves it back over and a touch pass up high. Nolan with that shot. It was a riser. Johnson had to make the deflection, and Coveney with the puck back behind the line as Alfieri has it tipped off his stick, and it sent the distance back to Robinson's cage, where he holds with 1:57 remaining in the power play as Alfieri is pushed off the puck by Trevor Clothier. And the faceoff will be back at center ice here. So it's a little bit quiet in the stands here, as with 9 minutes remaining and 1:50 still on the power play for Valor. I did a game this weekend. We were at the ACHA college hockey, and towards the end of the game there was a 5-minute major, and the team was within striking distance when they took that penalty, and the team that had the power play was able to get 2 goals on an egregious check. So like I said, it's a little bit of hockey karma when you can get a goal like that. And there, Fecity spins and puts one above Johnson, making it 6-1. And just as I talk about hockey karma, there is no Fecity. And so we saw 2 goals in this other game during the 5-minute major. There is still 1:20 remaining up on the clock. So can Valor get a second or a third? And so the puck in front of the Castleview bench is put right back in, and Brett Baugh, a terrific defenseman, gets it back up ice. Willency tracks it down, and as I said, Coach Gwozdecki giving everybody an opportunity to get in on this power play and gain some experience. And he also doesn't want to. He would be careful not to rub this one in here, as it is a 6-1 lead thus far. And so some good coaching out there. And so this face-off is going to come back to center ice. And so you've got Whitmore out there with Nadler and Willinsey, Muir and Tarosian. And Tarosian dumps it in cross ice, and Willinsey with a nice 50-50 establishes position up on the boards. It's dumped back into the near side corner, and sweeping it back up, and it rights the distance all the way back to the far end, Valor's end. Chandler comes up with the puck. I no longer have to say Jack or Nick. I can just say Chandler at this point. And walking it in with the shot by Muir. Muir stepped in from his D. He's D in deep right now, and he sends it back up ice. Majeski takes a shot. And Chandler's able to move the puck back out as we're in the final 5 seconds of power play time for Valor. So Brooks Wright will leave it for Carson Lloyd. Lloyd moves it back over to Morona. Morona shovels it ahead. And a little backhand feed is picked off by Curran. Curran's been perhaps the best player on the ice for this Castleview team. Defensively, he's picked up an awful lot of loose pucks. Comes all the way back over to Majeski. Majeski shovels it up ahead. And the puck comes out of the zone and must have just entered just a touch ahead of the player. So 6-1, 6:44 to go in this third period. As Morona sends this one on from distance, and Braden Johnson will just hang on here. I think Johnson is looking at this saying, don't they have a running clock at some point? I don't think they do. Oh, they do. Mike Shaw, he's not only the camera guy, he reads all the rules. I'm not going to ask him the overtime rules, but I'm sure he knows them. Off this face-off, Barnes has it poked off his stick. And there's Curran on the forecheck, tracking down Lloyd. Some good hustle as he gets a piece of it, but Lloyd gets a little help, and the puck is moved back down to the Castleview blue line. Trying to work his way through. Is Dupuis, the defenseman on the far side, is taken off the puck. And cycling is Garrett Coveney up ice. He had the right ideas. He had Henry Barnes up ahead of him. Coveney picks up the loose puck. Alfieri tries to jam it in far side. And nothing from the official, so apparently no goal. And a couple times we haven't been able to see. We get a good look from Shaw Hockey as Alfieri right on the doorstep, and look at that puck. And what a save by Braden Johnson. Johnson hasn't given up. He wants to. So Johnson is a junior. He'll be back next year. Both goalies, Johnson and Johansson. Braden and. So we'll see both of these goalies next year, and we've got a penalty, and it's an interference call. And I didn't see who it was on, but somebody's going to the box, and it looks like Max Willinsey. So just to make things interesting, Castleview gets their third power play of the game, and it's an interference call at the 5:54 mark. So Chandler works it up high, blocked away by Robinson. Puts it into the far side, and the puck is poked free as Chandler sweeps it back up. And the long pass right on the blade of Ballantyne. Ballantyne was looking for Hall. Works it off the wall. Stick checked by Walsh. and hoisted out by Tarosian. Johnson holds it back behind his own cage, and Northrop sweeps. Walsh backpedals, and closing was Tarosian. Tarosian took the worst of that, but he stops the ongoing rush. And on the far side, Fekete works to get it up the wall, can't do so, as the long shot is gloved, and the loose puck is picked back up by Chandler, and that shot goes up and over to the near side. Ballantyne waiting for it behind Robinson's cage, tries to put it on the side of the cage. Loose puck, and what a save as Robinson is down as he lost his helmet. And let's look at that replay. What happened there? Robinson almost looked like he got a stick. That's what happened. He got a stick up in the cage. And then a shot came from just outside. Now, maybe we could look at that one more time. And we got super slow-mo in this, Mike. He might be able to do it. Don't leave anything beyond Shaw. Here we go, super slow-mo. So look, there it is. And there's a stick that comes up. I think it was Tarosian. Perhaps. He's okay. And right off, making another save, Cooper Robinson makes the low save and holds on there. As Morona having a conversation out there with Sol Levy. And it's back to Morona. And he hoists it up and out of the zone. And final 47 seconds of the power play is ticking off. And it's Castleview with some speed over on the near side. It's Turner Davis. Turner Davis with some speed drops it back over to Curran. Curran finds Dickinson. Dickinson straight ahead. Loose puck, side of the cage. It's swept back over as Morona and Lloyd saw to it. Puck comes back over as Turner Davis back to the near side. Dickinson down the wall. Levy. Dickinson with the shot. This one hard off the glass, and Carson Lloyd finds the boards, but a nice pickup on his backhand by Levy. But this time it's poked off and swept the distance by Carson Lloyd. We've got power play is over as Willensees skates back to the Valor bench. And we've got 3:45 and counting here. As a long pass over to Alfieri. So normally we don't look ahead this far, but with a 5-goal lead and 3:37 remaining in this contest, we can begin to look forward to a rematch. And what a rematch that will be. Puck is hoisted along the shelf line. Kovney leaves it there for Kaiser, and Kaiser walks it back, feeds it back up, and this is going to go for icing as the pass is missed. So Castleview gets an offensive zone faceoff. But as we talk about the game schedule, as we look at these playoffs, and who would have guessed that Regis, after traveling to Detroit a couple of weeks ago to play in the prep division of the NAPHL league and winning that prep division, and they came up against Fort Collins. Fort Collins was in that prep division, as was East. And so it just shows you hockey is that type of game, that one game isn't necessarily an indication of how the next one's going to go. Kaiser with that sharp angle shot goes up and into the netting. That one for sure went into the netting earlier in the game. Kaiser put one up. It must have been 10 feet into the netting. It bounced off and they played it. I don't think I've ever seen that, especially with the fact that we've got a 4-man crew out there. And so that game on Thursday, the semifinals, you've got Denver East, who will be going up against Ralston Valley. And with Galushko taking it back below the line. He's got Larson in front, sends it back up high, and keeping it along the perimeter. Larson's got it on his backhand, has his stick chopped out. And trying to pry the puck free. Galushko's able to get it back over as Majeski gets knocked off the puck. And Dupuis tries to move it up and out over on the near side. Jousting there with Tarosian. Puck finally comes out. And Ballantyne backtracking. Makes a nice play to get the puck up out to center ice. Tarosian looking for a lane, but Majeski's in. As Tarosian was weaving his way through a couple of Castleview players, Majeski was in relatively deep. So the game on Thursday will be the same time as this game, 8 o'clock. Shots up on the board, 50-23. So Valor has doubled Castleview in that category. Puck is tipped in. Willency watches, and Nadler goes for a skate as Dupuis loses the puck in his wickets. Dickinson rescues it and sends this long pass over to the near side. That's Sam Scarborough. Scarborough plays both forward and D, number 16. This is some of the first action, at least we've had to call him here, as he's playing forward here this evening. Puck is picked back up by Whitmore. And he puts it down low. Nadler right in front, loose puck. And trying to get to it there was 25, that was Whitmore. And Nadler goes down. Nadler, who took the brunt of those blows. And good to see Nadler back out there. So with 1:16 remaining in the contest, Nadler tips it in. And goes for a skate back to the bench as Castleview works on their breakout. Alfieri still pressuring. And Clothier in the final minute of this contest. The puck rides in front of Gwozdecki's bench. Morona shakes off the check from Levy. Moves it back up ice. And Castleview one more time as Levy is shouldered into the boards by Lloyd. And that rolling puck all the way back. Final 29 seconds. As Valor continues to keep some forechecking pressure. Tarosian with the puck on the edge of the circle. Right in front. Off Barnes's boot. And out walks Davis. Davis with a little handoff pass. Levy's shot goes wide. And the final 8 seconds are counting as Valor will be content to hold on. So Valor wins this quarterfinal and sets up a rematch of last year's state championship game that Valor won 5-4. So what a terrific effort this evening by Valor, as Valor jumped on Castleview early as they got goals starting at the 10-minute mark. Larson got the first, right the second. Nadler gets the third, Barnes the fourth, Morona the fifth, and Fekete, the last two being power play goals, gets the sixth goal. And so we look forward to bringing you tomorrow evening or Thursday evening's telecast, albeit it will be obviously delayed. So we'll look forward to having you this Thursday. This is Manny Furtado, along with Mike Shaw here for Valor Hockey on Shaw Hockey Productions. Final score: Valor wins 6-1 over Castleview. Good night.